Namanda, 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 namanda. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Shotsuki service for the month of May. Nice to have everyone here and there joining us for our service. We want to welcome all our families that come here regularly, and a special welcome to the Shotsuki families who are here for that portion of the service. As you know, we combine our family service and our Shotsuki service, and we accommodate both groups. Many temples have separate services for the family and then a different service for the Shotsuki service. But here we combine the two, and I think that works out very well for us. I'd like to introduce you to our chairpersons for today's service. As you can see, our chairpersons again will be the Sloth family. Sadie and Sho and baby Tsuki are back here to chair our Shotsuki service for this month as well. They so appreciate our tradition of having the Shotsuki service and want to be supportive to come back. They have volunteered to chair all the Shotsuki services because it means so much to them, and they like to see and meet the families that come to our service. Last month, the Sloth family had a plan to go and visit some friends in Southern California, San Diego, and to visit the San Diego Zoo. And so that was their plan. But at the end of service, they went to offer incense, Oshoko, and by the time they finished, it was time to get back towards the microphone. So they made it here. They couldn't take their trip, but we do admire that they are so dedicated to be back here on time and ready to share the service with us. As you can see, they have their masks on and reminding us to continue to be safe and protective of ourselves and others. And as well, they have their onenju on, so they are ready for service. I'd like to share our service order for today. So we will begin with the Hyobyakumon that announces the purpose of this service, the Shotsuki honoring. Then we'll have the reading of the Shotsuki names. Then I'll take my seat upon the altar and we will chant the Sambujo and the Amida Kyo, half the Amida Kyo as we have been doing. Nembutsu and Ekoku will complete the chanting portion of this service, and then I'll come back for our Howa Dharma message. And then we'll conclude with thank yous and offering of incense, Oshoko. Okay? So with that, we will begin. Hyobyakumon. Today, on this occasion of the Shotsuki service for the month of May, members of our temple families have reverently come before Amida Buddha in memory of their beloved. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the three homages. Namo Kie Butsu, Namo Kie Ho, Namo Kie So. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Please repeat the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, 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 Namanda. We'll now have the reading of the Shotsuki names for the month of May. Please come up and Oshoko, offer incense here or at your homes as you have set up to do during the reading of the names. Abe, infant Seitaro. Ago, infant Kimie. Akinaga, Nobuo. Akiyama, Shina. Arima, infant Kazuo. Ariyoshi, Keitaro. Bruno, Thomas. Dor, Richard. Fujikawa, Kenneth, Fujisaki, Yoshiko, Fukuoka, Heiji, Genger, Sachiko, Hanada, Tetsunosuke, Hasegawa, Isuzu, Hashimoto, Yaeko, Iijima, Infant Paul, Ikeda, Kikuno, Ishikata, Isamu, Isoda, Ai, Kaida, Alice N, Kaji, Infant, Masayuki, Kamada, Tokumatsu, Kato, Sumiko, Kazusaka, Haruto, Ken, Umeichi, Kikugawa, Sadao, Kita, Oyoshi, Kitashima, Sakae, Kuwahara, Jusaku, Maeda, Takino, Toki, Marlin, Mariko, Marubayashi, Infant, Tadashi, Marubayashi, Takeko, Maruyama, Hyakutaro, Matsui, Seinosuke, Matsuura, Sumiko, Maegoto, Infant, Kazuye, Misumi, Miyono, Mitani, Jitsuo, Meyer, Richard, Nakagawara, Shigeno, Nakano, Ataru, Nose, Kazuye, Oye, Senichiro, Okada, Kazuko, Okada, Kinji, Okada, Minoru, Okami, Taneo, Okamoto, Henry S., Okamoto, Takaharu, Okamoto, Tomio Thomas, Rubli, Clara, Sakamoto, Mary S., Sakata, Akino, Sekiyama, Shina, Shibata, Zenjuro, Shikano, Tomie, Takahashi, Eitaro, Takeda, Taro, Takei, Matsugoro, Takimoto, Masami, Tamura, Kennichi, Tanaka, Kamee, To, Reisui, Tsurumoto, Setsuko, Wada, Genjiro, Yamagami, Hisano, Yamamoto, Koei, Yamamoto, Nobuso, Yamasaki, Suekichi, Yamasaki, Yasuji, Yamashita, Shige, Yamashita, Tom, Yonekura, Hisakichi, Yoshida, Kyosuke. These are the Shotsuki names for the month of May. If there are additions or corrections, please notify the office. Thank you. We'll now have the chanting, Sambujo, Amida Kyo. 殺阿弥陀経行勢がも日時文在者へ国義樹気候独音如来美空終戦250人区改正大あらかん修書知識長老者利法マカモ剣伝マカカ書マカカ千年マカクチラリハタシュリアンダガナンダアナンダラゴラショモナ大民ズルハラダカルダイマカコヒンナハクラハヌルダ行勢と初代弟子行書おさまかさもんじゅしりおじやいたもさけんだかだいもさ上昇人もさよにょ生徒初代もさ牛釈大官人と無料商店大祝二次文語浄土者利用重税裁縫果樹万六分道世界上安極楽合土不分語阿弥陀根源再説法者利用移動学校用意極楽合国修上無宿単樹小楽光明極楽者利法極楽国土七十南順七十羅網七十五十大勢四方修相異量成功異国明安極楽者利法極楽国土七宝地悪毒水十万五中地帯順に本社無事支援街道本言ルリアリゴ上上老閣役位今言ルリアリ社交着手名の二言知義士地中年芸大名者利小式小公式陽公釈式釈公白式白公微妙公血者利法国ら国土上重尿税空毒将軍武者利法異部国土上査天学黄金二次中夜六時理由曼荼羅慶合格修上上位小単格位英国上州両米空用他法十万六分職位直次元と本国本直教業者利法国ら国土上重尿税空力将軍物資者利法非国上修十奇妙座敷市長逆行空弱法務者利下領民が宗明市長税商州長東野六時水和芸音法音年長合根合力七母大文圧勝道文行税東法合同修上四税音二回出念仏年法年相者利法の持つ意志長筆税裁王将少々医者が異部国土無三幕主者利法合部国土小部三幕同士名家教実税商州長 Aise Amida Butsu Yokuryo Onzendu Enge Shosa Shario Ibu Kokudo Mifu Suido Shoho Goju Yuho Ramo Suimi Myon Inyo Hyaku Senju Gaku Doji Kusa Nonze Onsha Kaiji Nenjo Nenbun Nenpo Nenso Shishin Shario Kobu Kokudo Joju Nyoze Kuroku Shogun Good morning again, everyone. So nice to be able to share this service with you today. And for today, I was able to find a story that I thought you would enjoy and one that is very fitting to share during this Shotsuki service. So the story is about a young student by the name of Kameo. And the setting is a long time ago, 1914 in Japan. And Kameo was maybe third grade or something like that. And so here's the story that during the class, the teacher announced that the class would be able to take a field trip and to go to the place where the Emperor of Japan was enthroned. So all the students were excited to be able to hear of such a special trip. And so this was the trip that they would be able to take, and who would like to go? All those who would like to go on this trip, please raise their hand. And everyone's hands just shot up quickly, and the kids were talking and so excited to be able to have this opportunity to take this trip. So then the teacher explained a little bit further about the trip and said the cost is more than usual. So the round trip ticket and all the other incidental expenses come to 3 yen. So everyone will need to contribute 3 yen. And 3 yen doesn't sound like very much now, but in today, what would it be? Maybe 3 or 10, 5 or 10, $8 or $10, perhaps, something like that. So it's a good amount of money for a young student to be able to bring. So when he heard that part, Kameo kind of quietly looking around, brought his hand down, and his father had died just the year before. And so the teacher noticed and so, well, Kameo, are you going or are you not going on this trip? And some of the class were snickering, and someone said, Kameo's the only one that's not going to go. And so sometimes kids can be a little bit cruel, and he was, feeling very sensitive about this. So Kameo blurted out, Sensei, I don't feel well. May I go home early today? And he bolted out the door and went home quickly. So once he was at home, Kameo sat in front of the Obotsudan, his home altar, and sitting in front of where his father's name was written. He said, Father, why did you have to die? I've never felt so ashamed as I did in the class today. If you were alive, I would be able to have the 3 yen so I could go with the others in the class. Why did this have to happen to me? Why do I have to be so poor? Father, why did you have to die? And so Kameo started crying and crying. And just then, his mother came home from her errands and noticed this and quickly went over to Kameo. What happened? What happened? Did the other boys tease you? Did you get scolded by the teacher? Tell me what happened. And so Kameo told her about what happened at school and the field trip and how he felt and all of this, explaining to his mother. So his mother told her, Kameo, a man doesn't cry about little things like this. No matter how poor we are, I can always afford to give you 3 yen. Don't worry about this. And so she went on to tell him, when your father was ill, he knew he was not going to live much longer. He told me to come to his side, and he told me that he's very concerned about you. He wanted to leave you something, some kind of a keepsake, but his illness went on for a long time, and he didn't really have anything. But he did have 5 yen. And he asked me to give this to you. He said, if there was ever a time you thought he could use it, give him this 5 yen. So Mother told Kameo this story and then went to bring the 5 yen to Kameo. He says, I just wondered how I should use this money, but now I'm sure this school trip would be just a perfect set time, and your father would be so happy that you could use it at this time. He would be overjoyed. So, because the field trip only costs 3 yen, you'll still have 2 yen. So why don't you take this to your teacher right now? Just run back to the school and give him this money. So, it was just 5 yen. But at the time, it meant so much, and it was such a hardship. The family had such a struggle. Father was the main wage earner for the family, and now he was gone. Mother had very little, and Kameo knew this. And Kameo's father must have gone through difficulties just to set aside 5 yen for his son. Maybe he didn't have the proper meal all the time. Maybe he didn't get the medicine that he could have utilized. So these kind of sacrifices that he had endured just to give anything to his son. And so when Kameo thought about this, he realized that his father was with him all the time, no matter what kind of circumstance. So he felt strengthened to have his father a part of him and being with him. So he thought, with his father standing with him, standing behind him at all times, he shouldn't grumble and he shouldn't be a weakling. So I should always know that I have the strength of my father with me. And so when Kameo became aware of this, his connection to his father, reestablished his awareness of his father being there all the time, he kind of resolved in himself, starting today, I will do both my father's work and my own, and I'm going to help my mother. So with these thoughts, he was happy to join the school trip and to enjoy the time with the others. And I think this is a very wonderful story. During the Shotsuki times, our families come and in recognition of grandma or grandpa or auntie, mother or father, or children that may have been lost, siblings, and beyond recognizing our own family members, it is they become the gateway to the infinite. And so through our families, we are connected to all that is beyond ourselves. Important to remember our family, mom and dad, whoever we are honoring today. But at the same time, it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. And this is what makes this tradition of our Shin Buddhist Shotsuki services so important, so deep, that we become grounded in our lives. And just as Kameo came to realize, we each come to realize. We remember again and again during our Shotsuki months that this is what Shin Buddhism is about. This is what the Nembutsu teachings are about. More than family. Through the family, beyond, connecting to all else. All else. So with this thought, I would like to conclude. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Kyo, Namo Amida Kyo, Namo Amida Kyo, Namanda, 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 Namanda. Okay, this will conclude our Shotsuki service for this month. I'd like to thank the Sloth family for chairing this service. I'd like to thank everyone who has attended, all those who helped to put on the services, from flowers and osonai and obupan and all these things, setting up for the video, preparing the video, many behind the scenes helping us to provide these services. And I'm so happy that you're able to join us. I hope you are very comfortable now to gather the materials so that you can be a part of the service and to participate with us through each portion of the service. And I'd like to thank everyone for being a part of it all. I will prepare the incense burner, and so we can Oshoko here and there. And please do so yourselves at your home, whether you are burning incense or offering flowers, rocks, or marbles, or whatever. Okay? So we'll conclude once again. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Kyo, Namo Amida Kyo, Namo Amida Kyo, Namanda, 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 Namanda. Thank you very much. Thank you. Namanda, 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 Namanda.